As makers, we have to think about the fumes we're producing around the shop while cleaning stuff with chemicals, soldering, or even small laser projects. There is a lot of stuff airborne like fine dust and chemicals that we really do not want to inhale. A desktop fume extractor would be a good solution, but what makes a good one? I want to have one with a good filter, with a good airflow, and it should be easy to use and easy to position. So today I have a closer look at this one. This is the LessFumes LF 105. I want to check if this holds up to my requirements, and I test it for you so that you know if this is worth your money or not. Hi and welcome to the channel. My name is Heiko. At its most basic, the fume extractor has one job: keeping the fumes away from your breathing zone. That sounds simple, but in practice there are several things that have to work together. You need a good airflow, you need to be able to position the extraction point close to your work, and you need a good filtration. For the test I have three sections. First, I want to check the production quality. How good is it made? Second, I want to test it in practice. So is there a noticeable difference if I use it while, making a project? How good can I position the nozzle? How good is the airflow? And the third one is I want to check the filter. And this is a very important one. I do not have laboratory equipment here, but I can check for fine dust particles. And that tells me the story if all the stuff that I'm inhaling is filtered out or not. So this is what I want to do here, and I explain every step. Yeah, let's start. The housing feels very substantial and well made. That's all made from solid metal and thick metal as well. So if you want to bend it, no chance. The locks are spring loaded, so the filter is really held in place. There's no plastic thingy things. The knobs feeling rigid and feeling really good. The flex tube, the gooseneck here, segmented tube, holds in the positions. So if you position it, it holds there. It's not wandering around and going down or something. That really holds tight. Everything well made. The filter itself is one solid block, and you can look at this. This is your filter block. Here you have your different stages of the filter. Fine particle filter, underneath the activated carbon, and this is a prefilter. So even inside, metal grating in here, so nothing falls in here. Also ceilings. I just want to show you how rigid it is. This is how rigid it is. So 68 kg rigid it is. So the LF 105 has the construction that makes sense for a workshop environment, and I appreciate it. It is a piece of workshop equipment and it feels like one. So production quality, outstanding. So if it comes to positioning, this segmented hose is genius. That is really good. So if you have it close by, close at your work, this thing is 3 feet long or 1 meter. But the problem is if you want to put this fume extractor a little bit away from your workbench, because it's huge. So I want to have it underneath. This wouldn't be long enough. So I have to extend it. I asked the guys from LessFumes if there is an extension available, and they told me that due to the construction as a segmented tube, we have the problem that the segments would break down the airflow. A good option would be extending it with a normal tube. And by accident or by attention, I do not know, this one is exactly 3 inch or 75 millimeters. So a standard wastewater pipe fits in. So you can extend your hose by using standard drain or wastewater pipe And then you can position the fume extractor wherever you like without losing too much airflow. Very, very nice. From the design, there's one thing I do not like that much, and that is where they mount the control. So this is the fan speed, not a problem, but the main switch is on that side. So you also have to gain access to both sides. That kind of limits where you can shelf it in. For the most of you and for me as well, I will have a workaround as my grid connection is switchable, so that I can switch it from anywhere else, and then there's power in and you just have to use this one. And I will leave that switched on, as this is the most convenient option if this is underneath your workbench. That is an easy workaround, but I don't see personally why not to put the main switch also on the front side. So what we now want to find out is what kind of results we can expect. What do we have in our air if we start soldering? And here you see we have particles, fine particles of 1 micron, 10 micron, and now I'm just melting a little bit of flux here and a little bit of tin wire. So let's see if this does something. So you see here now we're getting an alarm because we have too much fine particles in the air, and actually now here. And you see this just beeps because we have a lot of fine particles now just by soldering here, and the fumes rising up, so it's not directly to that, but our air quality index goes down and down. Here's one of the little projects I made with the fume extractor running. This was made with a setup that the fume extractor was underneath my bench with the extension you saw, and I used maybe a third of the possible airflow, so there was plenty of suction, no problem, and a lot of power reserve if you need a longer extension or you need more airflow. That project alone took me around about an hour. Yeah, from the smell, there was the smell of soldering. Yes, because you know if you move a little bit, it's not every fume you catch. But I measured the air quality, it was always good, and that's not comparable with not using such a device, or even this little desktop things that do not really filter out everything. So that was really impressive and very, very nice working with it. Let's talk about the filter. Obviously, the filter is the most important part of any kind of fume extractor, but it is a little bit more complicated than just saying, hey, the filter removes the fumes. The soldering fumes contain two components. On the one hand, you have the fine particles, and on the other hand, you have gaseous components, aerosols. And your filter have two different things. First, you have a fine dust filter for exactly these little particles, and on the other hand, you have the activated carbon for the gaseous components. What I can only measure here with my test, with this little test device, are the particles. But this is important to know. So I can't tell you what kind of fume gaseous components will escape, because I can't measure that. That's something you need a laboratory for. But what I can tell is how many particles or what size of particles will come through the filter. And even on these particles, some poisonous components can be attached to. So getting rid of the particles is in the same way important than get rid of the gaseous components. Okay, this now will be our test setup. We have the fume extractor here with same pieces or same size pieces of solder. I want to use this and suck it in through the fume extractor and spit it out at this corner, and here I will measure the fine dust particles. So the first test will be without any filter, and then I will set up a filter system as you have them in the usual kind of fume extractors for your desk, and then we do the full test with the full filter so that we can see what is the actual difference. So there we have the benchmark. 1 micron is 13 and 18 for the rest. So it goes back to normal really quick. So this will be the setup that we're using for this now. I install 1 pre-filter and 4 filter mats, activated carbon. So yeah, I built that in here. So this is how it looks like now. We have the pre-filter underneath the other filter mats, and I built a frame so that it is pushed down so that we do not have any gaps where the air can come through. Everything goes through the filter, and now we're measuring what we have. There we are, 13, 19. Now let's see if we melt the cotton in the tin. All right, final test with the full filter. As you can see, we all should let our fume extractors run outside, cleaning the clean air and make them even better. So as you can see, not much movement at all. So there wasn't much movement with that small amount. Let's try another piece. The reduction of particles and hazardous fumes with a normal filter is huge, and with the LessFumes LF 105 it is impressive. So alright, after all that testing, what are the findings? 2 things here. First of all, guys and girls, never solder without any kind of filtration device, fume extractor. You can call it as you like. Build one, buy one. Even a cheap one will make things better than before. So, but my advice here, buy a fume extractor and stay healthy. Second of all, the LessFumes LF 105 is really a solid buy here. If you consider buying one, this is really a safe bet. It is well made, durable as hell. It is easy to position, easy to integrate in your work area, and has a good filtration. So really, this baby, a 100% recommendation from my side. If you have any questions, suggestions, let me know in the comments. I hope you liked that video. Leave me a thumbs up and consider subscribing to the channel if you haven't already. And I hope I see you next time around here, guys. Happy crafting.